The Double Man. Chapter 1. The Awakening. In the bustling city of New Avalon, where technology interwove seamlessly with the fabric of daily life, Julian Everhart awoke as. He did every day, his alarm blaring the latest news. New Avalon was a beacon of progress, known for its advancements in artificial intelligence and engineering. However, one day something different stirred within Julian. He felt a sense of detachment from his surroundings, as if he were merely an observer in his own life. Julian was a gifted programmer, his agile mind often navigating through codes and algorithms more gracefully than most. His colleagues at Nexus Corp, the most prestigious tech company in town, regarded him as a prodigy. Yet, he felt a void growing within him, a gnawing realization that he wanted more than a life defined by lines of code. Little did he know that day would mark the beginning of an unexpected transformation. Chapter 2. A Doubtful Stranger. That afternoon, while taking a rare break from coding, Julian stepped outside to clear his mind. Strolling through the city park, he encountered a street magician, a wiry man with a twinkle in his eye and a flair for the dramatic. As the magician performed, he captivated a small crowd, but it was a card trick that particularly struck Julian. The magician drew a card, then, with a flick of his wrist, showed the card had transformed into a mirror. Suddenly, as the mirror faced him, Julian saw not his reflection, but another version of himself, an alternate Julian, grimmer and more rugged. They shared a fleeting moment of connection, both surprised by the encounter. The doppelganger smirked, as if sharing an inside joke, drawing Julian into a contemplative state. "Who are you?" Julian whispered, but the magician collapsed the mirror, and the illusion was gone. Shaken, Julian returned to work, wrestling with the haunting thought of this alternate self. Chapter 3. Dual Lives. Days passed, but Julian could not shake the feeling that something inside him was shifting. The encounter with the street magician replayed in his mind, and he began to notice changes in his own personality. Where once he was calm and reserved, now moments of impulsivity started to surface. He began exploring the aspects of life he had long neglected: adventurous outings with friends, spontaneous trips to art galleries, and even late-night jam sessions at local bars. As he balanced his burgeoning interests with his demanding job, there were times when Julian felt fragmented, as though he were leading two lives. He began to write in a journal, documenting his experiences, the exhilaration of embracing the unknown and the fear of losing himself in the process. Each entry felt like a conversation with the double he glimpsed in the park. Chapter 4. The Mysterious Message. One evening, Julian returned home to find an envelope slipped under his door. Inside, he discovered a cryptic note. The tale of 2 lives exists in every choice we make. Meet me at the crossroads. Intrigued yet wary, he dedicated the night to deciphering the message. After hours spent researching, he discovered a local legend about a hidden meeting place in New Avalon where people could confront their alternate selves, a place known as the Crossroads of Reflection. Determined to explore this possible connection to his doppelganger, Julian set a date for the following weekend, convinced this journey could provide clarity. Chapter 5. The Crossroads of Reflection. Arriving at the crossroads, a serene park, surrounded by whispering trees, Julian felt the energy pulsing in the air. He searched for signs of life, but found only an eerie stillness. Suddenly, a shadow flickered in his peripheral vision. A figure emerged, a man resembling Julian, but with an air of authority and charisma that seemed completely foreign. "Welcome, Julian," the doppelganger said, smirking. "I've been waiting for you." Who, who are you? Julian stuttered, staring wide-eyed. I am you, the you who embraced the chaos. Instead of fearing it, I am the embodiment of your unfulfilled dreams. With a flick of his wrist, the bridge between, their worlds seemed to shimmer. Julian was drawn into a conversation, diving deep into the nature of choices, aspirations, regrets, and the duality of existence. Chapter 6. The Gifts of Duality. What began as a probing discussion evolved into a series of challenges posed by the doppelganger, each designed to test Julian's understanding of himself. The challenges ranged from simple choices like deciding between a vanilla or chocolate sundae to complex dilemmas involving career paths and relationships. Through these experiences, Julian learned about the possibilities that lay within him and the fears he had long avoided. Each decision he faced revealed more about his true desires, his yearning to break free from societal expectations to explore creativity beyond the confines of programming. As the sun began to set, the duality of their lives became a profound revelation. Julian realized he had the power to weave elements from his alternate self into his reality, to cherish the fleeting moments of spontaneity and joy. Chapter 7. The Transformation. Finally, after a week of intense introspection and growth, Julian awoke feeling transformed. The void inside him had been filled with purpose. Armed with newfound confidence, he walked into Nexus Corp, ready to propose an innovative project that combined technology with art, an unprecedented fusion of creativity and engineering. His colleagues met his idea with mixed reactions. Some were skeptical, while others recognized the brilliance underlying his vision. Julian navigated the challenges with a newfound poise, skillfully advocating for his project, rallying support from unexpected allies within the company. Chapter 8. Collision of Worlds. As Julian's project gained traction, news of it spread throughout New Avalon, drawing attention from various sectors. His work was touted as the next big leap in interactive art, a blend of robotics, programming, and emotional storytelling. However, his transformation did not come without complications. The doppelganger resurfaced, urging Julian to embrace his darker impulses and seek recognition at any cost. The lines between their two lives began to blur, creating tension in Julian's mind. Was he still in control, or had he begun to lose grip on his own reality? Chapter 9. Confrontation. The mounting pressure culminated in a tense confrontation with his alternate self during a pivotal presentation for investors. Just as Julian was about to pitch, the doppelganger appeared in his mind's eye, whispering temptations of grandeur, manipulation, and ambition. The audience watched as Julian froze, momentarily, battling internally between his integrity and the intoxicating allure of success. But in a burst of clarity fueled by the lessons he'd learned, Julian courageously challenged his doppelganger. "I am choosing my path, not you," he declared, grounding himself in the moment. Chapter 10. Integration. The confrontation was pivotal. It marked a realignment within Julian. Soon after, the presentation transformed from a pitch into a heartfelt story about innovation and vulnerability. While investor responses were mixed, Julian felt liberated, uniting the two parts of himself into a single, authentic identity. He realized that the true essence of being whole lay in embracing both his ambitions and his disparities as he continued to work. On his project, the ideas flowed effortlessly, and he gathered a team that shared his vision. Chapter 11. The Double's Legacy. Months passed, and Julian's project launched successfully. The exhibition was a culmination of technology meeting humanity, sparking conversations. Throughout New Avalon, the journey had not only transformed Julian professionally, but personally as well. His relationships flourished as the authenticity he had embraced spilled over into every facet of his life. The street magician reappeared one day. Julian thanked him for initiating the journey, realizing that it was not the magician's trick, but the internal magic within him that had ignited the change. Chapter 12. A new beginning. As Julian walked back to his apartment, he paused by the park where he first encountered the street magician. With a smile, he took a sharp breath, sensing a new chapter unfolding. He could finally acknowledge that the double within him would always exist, a part of his journey, guiding him toward discovering his deepest truths. In the heart of New Avalon, a new dawn awaited him, not defined by the duality of his past but wholly embraced. Julian Everhart had become more than just a talented programmer. He was a storyteller, an artist, and a man at one with his choices. The journey of the double man had led him home. Epilogue. The Infinite Paths. Years later, Julian stood before a gathering of students at a prestigious tech school, eager to share his experiences. He spoke of choices, the interplay of fear and courage, and the importance of authenticity. Each of you possesses a double, he urged. Embrace your complexities and don't shy away from exploring every side of yourself. In doing so, you will transcend boundaries and weave your own narrative. As he exited the stage, a voice in the crowd echoed back to him, "You remind me of someone I once met, a magician." Julian chuckled softly, his heart full of memories, ready to inspire a new generation of dreamers.